Ladies and gentlemen, we had a stacked NXT today. 5 matches. It's been not an amount of matches that we've seen for quite some time, including the debut of Adam Cole. We're going to be talking about all of that and more on the NXT After Show. Why don't you stay with us?
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Ooh, it's our heavy boys, because we're talking about NXT. Welcome to the NXT After Show right here on AFTERBUZZ TV Wrestling and Sports. We're on a new channel. We've been telling you about it for months, but it happened. In case you're just watching the NXT After Show for us, thank you. You missed it on Monday and Tuesday when we had Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, they sprung it on me last week.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
So
You're
now,
a sprung monkey.
So I am.
the old-fashioned sprung monkey.
I'd say I'm a gorilla, though. Well, I've sized up.
More on that in a minute.
Monkey.
Welcome to the NXT After Show. I'm one of your hosts, and it's Mark Donica. You can find me on Twitter at Mark Donica. That's the True Hobo.
And True Hobo on the Twitter and the Instagram occasionally.
That's Bill Hanstock.
It's me. I'm on everything at Sundown Motel.
Before we get super started, just wanted to wish a very special happy birthday to member of the NXT team,
Steve Blackman.
and here he is. No, today's Kathy Kelly's birthday. So in case you didn't know, go wish her happy birthday.
She's the Steve Blackman of cupcakes.
She is a Steve Blackman. She just started a blog for her cupcake recipes. So she's going back to old school cupcake Kathy Kelly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good news.
it's great news. Happy
For
birthday.
Brooklyn.
Yep.
Hipstery Brooklyn.
Yep.
She was banned from cupcakes for a while after that incident at Sprinkles.
Yeah, that was a shame. We're not supposed to talk about that. Anyway, let's move on to the
Police
show.
had to be called and
The
she had
show
to be
at large.
sedated and-
Remember, if you're listening to this on iTunes, actually, another thing before we get started, if you're listening to this on
You
iTunes,
watch it on iTunes?
you can watch it on iTunes. You just watch the bar move.
What?
But if you're on iTunes or SoundCloud or any of the other places where we distribute audio podcasts, you should know that now all of the wrestling and sports content, if you've been dissuaded before by all of the other content on AfterBuzz
Like
TV,
me.
well,
I hate all that other crap.
oh, I thought you were dissuaded from you because you can't avoid you if you.
Oh.
Yeah.
I look into a mirror and I throw up right into the sink.
So if you're not a fan of the Kardashians, if you're not a fan of Love and Hip Hop, if you're not a fan of any of those
You're
other
not
shows,
a fan of Keeping Up.
of
things.
those, Kardashians Weekly. Thank you very much. So if you're just in it for the wrestling and sports, or just the wrestling, or just the sports, it is now AfterBuzz TV Wrestling and
I
Sports.
have an important question.
Yes,
Is the Total Bellas show on wrestling?
it is on the reality channel.
Can it be on both?
Possibly.
Okay.
No.
Yeah,
No.
possibly.
No.
Well,
Hey, I'm on that show.
the way that we're streaming it now, it is possible. But
yeah, it is possible. That's right.
so in case you're listening to this and you're always sort of thrown off by like not wanting to get 200 videos in your thing just to watch 1 or 2 shows, now you can just subscribe to the wrestling stuff and get it in your feed. Make sure you go and subscribe.
It's going to get dropped right in your box.
Box drop. So with that, and then make sure also we do have a wrestling coverage iTunes channel, which now you can you just get all of the wrestling. So you get Raw, SmackDown, Lucha Underground, NXT, pay-per-views.
Wow.
All of that is on one channel.
Yes.
So go subscribe to that.
Mainline it right into your carotid.
Exactly.
Nice.
Speaking of carotid arteries, let's talk about Cardi Sane. No, the show starts. I'm just gonna try to not make transitions work. So the show starts with William Regal talking about how there's going to be a fatal 4-way for the NXT Women'S Championship at NXT Takeover Houston, and that one of the 4 is going to be Kairi Sane. Awesome, winner of the Mae Young Classic.
Yeah.
And then the other 3 are going to be determined leading up to the event. Cool. And then Sanity stormed the ring, like no music, no nothing. They all came from the 4 corners of the earth and met up in the center of the
Eat my
NXT
butt
ring.
or Sanity.
essentially,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what they said.
It's going to be a babyface catchphrase.
Eat my blood, I'm Sanity.
Yeah,
but they
see
all-
all of our butts.
They have to say it in unison. But yeah, sort of giving a warning to Adam Cole and the rest of the team that, hey, we were here first.
Yeah. They
Buttheads.
dispute their undisputed status.
Yeah, anybody calling something
Dispute.
undisputed,
I call dispute.
go, you have the floor. Go ahead.
They haven't wrestled a match at all. So,
That will be
dispute.
that will be taken into advisement.
Yep.
First match of the night: Lars Sullivan Speaking of Lars Sullivan, why don't you go over to nxteam.spreadshirt.com and get our new Lars Attacks shirt?
Lars Attacks!
Which handily, the instant it went up, Hobo tweeted it at Lars, so it will be sure to be pulled down by the end of this broadcast.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah.
You big old
move.
I
dumb.
want him to come down here and tear us a new one.
Well, no,
Yeah!
slowly you're just gonna hear like a.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah. It's going to be like a Walt Simonson comic.
Whoosh.
All right, cool.
I don't. I'm sure some people in the chat got it.
One person halfway got it.
Cool.
Yeah, it's
I
going to
think
be
I heard that
I
once in
know
a class.
that's a thing. I've heard of
But yeah, nxteam.spreadshirt.com. New Lars Attack shirt as well as Hobo Security, Wrestling Professional, Give Me Your Legs, Terminator 2 Secret
That's
of the
still
Use. Yeah.
Give me your legs. Still
Give me your legs.
I broke a Wahoo's leg.
I broke a Wahoo's leg.
Yeah.
My favorite shirt that we've
Did
done.
that.
The one person who bought it.
Yeah, that's me. I was the man.
Here, John Carr in chat says, I have to admit, I used to really dislike Hobo, but he won me over. Wore me down is more accurate. So make sure.
Thank you.
So make sure you go to nxt.spreadshirt.com, support the Hobo by picking up his merchandise.
Please.
And John Carr, I love to work on Turbo Team.
Nice. So Lars Sullivan out, terrifying. nxt.spreadshirt.com, Lars Attacks t-shirt. And versus Oni Lorcan.
Yeah.
And before on the way out, 1 minute, Creases St. Cloud catches him before heads out. He's like, I don't like Lars. All the stuff he's doing to guys like No Way Jose, it's a bunch of crap. Let's see what Lars can do to Oni Lorcan.
Himself.
Let's see what he can do to Oni.
No Way Jose, preposterous.
Now, this was really nuts because you just look at the size disparity and you're like, go and get punched. But Oni was just like, I don't care. Elbow, punch, uppercut.
That's his like natural resting position is like a 0 to 100. The guy doesn't know how to slow down or take it with any amount of caution. He just throws himself at whatever problem. I mean, literally, figuratively, throws himself at Lars Sullivan tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And Lars, boy, he took a lot of punishment, but as per Lars's largeness,
Large Sullivan.
he never went off his feet, not once.
No.
He stayed absolutely grounded and just ate all of that punishment. I'm sure in the back, once the cameras were off, he just kind of went,
He just started heaving. He hunched over and started heaving.
Yeah, Mark and I were lucky enough to see the prototype of this match at NXT Live in Los Angeles. And boy, like, it's obvious that they've really got this match dialed
Well, yeah,
in.
about a minute in, Oni dove and like might have given himself a concussion just because he missed.
well,
Yeah, they stopped the match for a little bit and like checked he had a little bit of blood, and then it was like, nope, back in.
he didn't miss tonight. No, he hit Lars square on, perfect aim, didn't matter. Lars caught him. Lars didn't even like take a step. His feet were completely grounded. Just snatch. Oh, you're so screwed now.
It's like when they film something in reverse in a Stooges short.
Yeah.
Like the arrow on the mouth, like...
Let's put it in slowly and we'll speed it up.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can't say that Oni like he lost technically, but he did not give up until he just stopped breathing for 3 seconds.
Right. I mean, and that's the kind of competition that Oni Lorcan always brings. He doesn't stop, he doesn't slow down, he doesn't think about his well-being or the well-being of others. He just runs headlong into something until it falls down or he does.
Was it this one where he just kept slapping him in the face?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
And
at
Lars just
increasingly
ate it, and
intensity.
he's like, oh, screw this, you ugly bastard.
But then it got to a point where he held him and then kept
Yeah.
slapping him. That was terrifying. I can't, like, Oni has no fear.
I also like that Oni was motivated in this one because he was driven by his sense of decency.
I fight for
his
my
moral
friends.
compass.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah,
He's the
I don't-
Lorax. He speaks for No Way Jose. Who kind of looks like a trophy tree.
He does. He looks like a tree. I can buy this.
Yeah. I buy that's
Make that a new shirt.
nope. Anyway, it took me 3 weeks to do anyway.
Dia de los Lars. Dia de Lars Muertos.
Lars
the next one.
Muertos.
Just Lars's face, but with the Dia de
paint.
los
Shouldn't it
Muertos
just be a candy skull with a weird beard?
deformed candy skull.
Danny Burch comes out to make the save.
Yeah.
We got our ringside pops. Ringside Pops, Sundays on AfterBuzz TV.
Wrestle Dads.
Wrestle Dads.
Yeah, Wrestle Dads unite.
Grapple Dad's got to stick together.
Teaching these damn kids how to do stuff in the ring.
I really hope that the next step isn't Oni and Birch versus Lars just so that they can lose, and it's just a bunch of sweaty balls.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so either.
Like, they'll throw 3 local talents at Lars, but I don't think that they would throw 2 guys that they
Or maybe attempting to build.
ostensibly have value in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a
Let's
future.
just kill them. Let's just ruin any possible worth that they might have.
Let's just moidalize him.
It's a good business move, I feel.
Yeah. And then he just was hollering stuff like this is Lars Sullivan territory, things like that. End of segment. Ruby Riott in the back next to her cubby,
Yep.
where keeps her gear.
The next Suplex City is going to be Lars Sullivan unincorporated territory.
It's the off-brand. Or like Adopt a Highway sponsored by Lars Sullivan. Ruby gets told that the iconic duo has requested a rematch between her and her quote friend Nikki Cross. Ruby's ultimately like, if they want to
take
fight,
that back.
you stop it. If they want to fight, I'm happy to give them a fight. But you all right?
Still laughing about Adopt a Highway?
No, I actually have a great idea for a shirt.
Okay, write it. Hold on, no,
take-
stop. Write it down, and we'll come back to it.
It's a little complicated.
We'll write down like the basics so that you can
All right,
tell me
all right.
afterwards. And then, all right. So after this, we had Heavy Machinery versus a couple of the Jamokes. They keep finding the Jamokes and throwing them
Heavy
into the ring.
Machinery keeps getting better and more personality and getting the crowd
Yes.
more and more into it. And I'm really hoping that they'll end up on the main roster soon because the main roster really needs tag teams for one. And for two, they seem
That's a lot more
pretty.
complex.
They seem pretty
They do seem pretty.
ready for playing to bigger crowds because the way they're behaving, they're already playing to a bigger crowd than Full Sail, which is great. And they've got all of Full Sail on the palm of their gigantic meaty hands, but they're also playing to the camera extremely well. So I think that them moving up to arenas would be some good stuff.
I mean, the potential's there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the way I see it, it's just a matter of time. Truly.
Also, we also listened to their theme song, and I like that there's machinery sounds in it, but the Titantron really needs it to be like a Sparks factory, like an '80s
Yeah.
video. Just license Fabulous Thunderbird's tough enough. Let's do it. Come on,
Yeah, that'd be fun.
just run the movie Gung Ho on a loop behind them.
As long as their matches take, you just get a little bit of the movie each night.
Legit though, I think this is the first time I've ever referenced it on the podcast or whatever this is.
It's a podcast.
Yeah.
Show.
But
Ish.
I could host an entire AfterBuzz show just about the movie Gung Ho.
All right.
And I would love to. I'm pitching that officially.
Let's run some
Let's
time.
do a podcast, the Gung Ho podcast.
So my
The
notes.
Gung Hodcast.
Hungcast. Wait. My only notes on this match are expletives.
Poop.
Boop. Man, we did not. Now Scott and Bronson they're bigger boys. They're not as tiny as they've faced before. But to get the double compactor,
Yeah.
they're
Man.
dead.
I mean, and nobody dishes out more damage with more entertainment value than Heavy Machinery.
Yeah.
They're so fun to watch, but they're just murderous.
Otto's
Horrible.
spinning
Dancing, spinning.
spinning elbow drops.
Yeah,
Elbow jig.
they're the human equivalent of monster trucks.
Yeah.
Look at all this destruction, isn't it great?
Sponsored by Tonka.
They
Yeah.
had these yellow shirts more welled up than Jessica on Picture Day.
That's for you residents of the
It
Citadel.
sort of looked like the whole match. The skinny guy that was facing them was going "Oh geez, Rick.
Oh jeez.
Oh geez, Bronson.
It's like oh jeez.
I don't know about this Bronson. Oh geez. Oh,
Oh
man.
jeez. Demetrius
I
Bronson.
can't live with this.
All right, and then we cut to Regal outside getting interviewed, and this is more of that We're limited on time. Let's do a couple of things at once. Cool. He's interviewing. What do you have planned for NXT TakeOver Houston? Well, Gargano leaves. Hey, you wanted that rematch with Almas. You got it. Cool, great. So anyways.
So he hops on a skateboard and heads home.
Always away.
Yeah, Gargano, he likes to skateboard.
I mean,
He's wearing his backpack.
His backwards cap. He's like, thanks, mister.
He's got his hairstyle.
And he rustles his
Catch
hair.
you jerks later. 50-50 grinds all the way home.
Nice. Or like manuals like Tony Hawk. And he says Regal's got something special planned for Houston. That's about as much as we get. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, we've got a little bit of time left, but with the time that we have left, we have to talk about 3 matches and 2 promos. Well, actually 3 promos in particular that they're from varying degrees of success. Now, I know what you're gonna say, but we're trying to be constructive, and
So we're not going to talk about one of the promos.
No. There has been some positive work done in terms of the performer and the production company when it comes to accentuating the positives of a particular performer. This performer in question, Roderick Strong. Don't tune out.
stay with us. It's not going to be what you think.
So initially, when we're like, "Oh, Roderick Strong, let's see what this is going to be like," and while there were a couple of places where it seemed a little bit long-winded, and he may have lost his momentum in a couple of places,
His eyes kind of got the glazed over thing, and then he came back.
Put his hands on his knees for when he catches breath.
yeah. But came back and finished strong.
Hey.
Well, like there's a couple of like weird, confusing moments of, hey, it's just business, but sometimes business is personal, and sometimes the best business is the most personal. A little muddy, but it's like, okay, all right, cool. See what you're going there.
So he was studying tape of Ice-T all week.
Yes.
Hey, it's not personal. It's just business.
But
it is personal.
But it is personal.
It's very personal.
Hey, it's business.
But he talks about how he's a guy who keeps moving forward. Talks about how he rattled Drew McIntyre in the ring. That was a little hard to believe, considering Drew's got about 2 feet on him. But Drew knows he fights for his family. He fights every match like it might be his last. It'll be different this time because he knows he's indestructible. Questionable.
Yeah.
That's irresponsible teenage thinking. So, like, we get what you're saying, but my favorite part was the go home, and it's like, that's all you needed to say, was he's not going to stop until he hears and knew NXT champion Roderick Strong. That's a great sentiment to end on. This was a step forward for Roderick Strong by going backstage taped, not in front of a crowd, don't have to deal with people, like, all of the external stimuli, and breaking the fourth wall a little bit. If he needs them, getting additional takes, like this is a positive step forward for Roderick Strong, and I'm happy that they're starting to go that way.
Yeah, it's good to see that he's starting to gain his footing as far as the mic work is concerned. I think the way you do that is by accentuating what's true and what makes him a unique performer. The fact that he has been working his entire life to achieving this goal is a true fact, and he can say that 100%, and you believe it.
Yeah,
because it is true, and those are the sorts of things you really have to have him say more.
Sure.
I've said it from the get-go. Let's stop accentuating the family thing.
Yeah.
Everybody got a family except me. But
Well,
that's what makes me unique.
Roxy,
I ain't
your
got no
family.
damn family.
Well, no, but here's the thing: is he does talk about his family, but you change it, and in his message about it being, Drew, you may think that it's just business, but I fight for my family. Every fight is personal for me because it keeps food on the table. It keeps my family going.
If he could make that more concise, then yeah.
Tight.
Then it's actually, the message is delivered in a way that's constructive and easily digested by the viewing audience. But if it's not, then it starts to get muddled.
And it starts to
how do you
ramble.
use this?
Yeah, he paused in a couple of places. It, like, as soon as he went and Drew, and he turned right to the camera, and the lights hit him, and he sort of he paused a little bit. You saw his like lip quiver, like crap, and then he continued. But It's weird because we don't get those too often as well. We usually get, hey, I'm talking to an interviewer, or hey, I'm talking directly to the camera, but we rarely get that transition. So it was really 2 promos in one, which could have caused it to be a little bit more muddled as well,
It's
a little
hard
bit more
because
as opposed to
when
concise.
you have that change of thought, you have to change how you actually use your words. Instead of talking in the third person about somebody, now you have to talk to them as if they were there. And it's hard sometimes to make that change. So it takes a little bit, kind of switch gears and go, okay, now I'm talking to you directly. You're not here, doesn't matter to me. I'm talking to you because I know you're watching, because you have to watch. You can't take your eyes off me.
Jose Kinde in chat says, if he keeps talking about family, he'll become the Vin Diesel of NXT.
He basically is, man.
It's not personal.
It's not personal, it's about family. Wait, but isn't it? It's about family.
I'm a little bit, all I can think about is Hobo's strenuous assertions that he has no family sort of tipped his hand that, like, if you or I were ever captured, like, Batman style, he wouldn't, like, care enough to, like...
To come to either warehouse?
Because...
like...
Hey, when are you going to get blown up? Because I don't have a family, maybe I value you guys as family more.
Maybe.
Don't lie to
I
us.
just
don't,
said- yeah,
but
you could have.
I'm going to say that.
That maybe said a lot. Maybe.
Maybe.
So, or did he?
Like,
Or do I?
well, Hobo, you've got 2 loved ones at the 2 warehouses. How did you get this number?
It's like, I have 2 of your... Hello?
Take me off your call list.
Blocks the number.
I don't care what you want.
So yeah, and we're going to talk more about promos moving on. The NXT promo class, right here on AfterBuzz TV Wrestling and Sports. Subscribe. Next match, Liv Morgan versus Vanessa Borge.
Yow. Yow.
Ow, 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 ow. Okay, now that we got that out of the way.
All right.
All right, so the next
Liv
segment.
Morgan Goat Boy. Liv Morgan.
So this, all of the women's matches haven't formally been like for a spot at the takeover, which was just announced earlier in the show. So Liv was just trying to be like, hey, I'm still here, and in
that's
a
what
big
a lot
way.
of people were saying, actually, in regards to her as women's talent. Where the hell is Liv Morgan?
Yeah, where's she been?
Where you
She,
been?
well, she has been on a couple of live tours with the main roster.
She been living large.
Yeah, and in charge.
She should come out. Her theme song should be her coming out and singing a rendition of, or just use Elaine Stritch's "I'm Still Here."
Yes. Perfect.
Shout out to all our musical theater fans that are.
Yeah. I'm sure the NXT audience will love it. They'll get it right away.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre. Sorry. But yeah.
Elaine Stretch.
Anyway,
What-
the match happened.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan has a new finisher.
Does she like that? It seemed weird.
I mean, a thing happened and the match was over.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a knee went into somebody's face. How that actually came to pass, I find a
mystery.
little bit hard to understand.
Ooh, ooh.
But I'd like to focus more on Vanessa Borge. Vanessa Borge was incredibly in control in this match.
Yeah, the majority of the match.
So you would say it was pretty much a born supremacy.
It was a born supremacy.
Okay.
She was born to run.
But eventually, she was given a born ultimatum and lost the match.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how it went. Oh my God, it's Jason Bourne. All right.
Oh my God, it's Vanessa Borge.
I love that meme so much. Anyway, so this didn't. It stood out in ways that maybe they weren't intending it to. So tonight, I think, was a night of. Well, I take that back. As in disregarding the heavy machinery match, this was a night for the challengers, and where the challengers seemed to really make waves and shine in more cases than others, a little bit more than the folks that ended up winning.
Yeah. I mean, Liv
Definitely
Morgan,
not Bronson and Scott.
No.
They died.
Liv
They are
Morgan's
dead.
been around for longer than Vanessa Borge.
At least
We
in
can say
NXT.
that. Yeah, but I think Vanessa Borge has got a little bit more going for her, and she looked fresher in the ring than Liv Morgan did.
So fresh and so
Clean.
ain't nobody dope as her. Moving next. All right. Back in promo class. Guess what? All right, so we got to look back at Alistair Black. What? What? You go.
Guess
and
what?
Like, guess what? We're back.
Oh.
We're back.
Street Profits?
Nope.
Nope.
He guessed what?
What?
So, what? We were back looking at Alistair Black and Dream from last week, and we go into the PC where Alistair Black is training in darkness, and mostly darkness.
That's what makes him dangerous.
I need to kickbox. Turn the lights off.
He trains at midnight, like one of the.
They turn the lights on. He's just been kicking Caesar Bononi for 90 minutes.
Stop!
Please stop!
Just crying, just meat slapping and crying.
He actually can't cry because all his ribs are shattered.
So this was an awesome promo that is going to continue this awesome program between these two awesome competitors. I can't, like, this past week, I could not stop talking about Alistair Black and Dream segment this past week, and this helped accentuate it even more. They asked Alistair Black about his experience with Dream, and he remarks, "In this age of individuality, there's always one that thinks they are more unique, more special. I refuse to acknowledge a child that throws a tantrum to get attention. If Patrick thinks that being bizarre will get his attention, he's sorely mistaken." Now, like, at first...
Alistair is most unique.
Alistair, top of mountain. Now, when...
No one more unique than Alistair.
It's just like everybody else. But seeing... Well, no, here... And actually, it just came up in chat. Jose says he called Dream Patrick. What the hell?
I'll tell you what the hell.
Here, so I thought the same thing first. It was like, oh, we called him Patrick and they didn't stop it. But his entire promo is about treating him as this character, as this entity of the Velvetine Dream. And he completely disregards accepting his narrative of who the Velvetine Dream is. And he does that by referring to him as Patrick. By seeing through the facade and going, listen, Patrick Clark, I know who you are, Patrick Clark. You are not this person, and you're trying to get my attention by being this outrageous person, this outrageous personality. It's not going to work on me. I'm going to treat you like the regular person you are.
Like a child, like you would say with a child. You use their name to get their attention. You do not sort of go along with their delusion or their...
Because he didn't
Patrick Velvetine Clark, you get back in your room.
Velvetine Patrick Clark Dream. Velvetine Patrick Dream Clark Chip.
Instead of calling him Dream, can we agree to call him Velv?
Velv.
Can we just call him V?
V.
Teen.
V for velvet.
V-teen?
Yeah.
V-teen?
V-teen!
That's
How
good.
about Teen V?
So yeah,
I
that's...
should have had a V-teen! No? It's a V8 joke.
No, that was a good one. I almost said something.
I've been pushing it in a direction.
I see.
Anyway,
Jesus,
I almost said something on Reset Bob today, and I was like, nope, stop. Ask me later.
Can't do it.
Anyway, so that
Penis.
speaking of penis, Patrick Clark, damn it. So yeah, that's. I loved this promo because Alistair was on it.
He was 100%. Not having it.
No,
he's not having any of this Velvetine foolishness.
And especially the moment where we were like, oh, he's not going to talk. Maybe he's just going to walk away. Like, it looks like he consciously made the decision. Like, no, I have this opportunity. I'm gonna tell him.
He could have walked away.
Yeah,
he was. You could tell he was thinking about it, but he's like, no, I want to address this.
So good. Then we get a look back at Fabian Eichner, which is a video package we haven't seen since the CWC. But Fabian Eichner debuting on NXT against Cassius Ohno. Wow, Fabian Eichner in this match.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like classic Cassius Ohno in this match, like pre NXT, whatever. But Fabian Eichner, like looking at just the men next to each other, we forgot about how strong. Like, it's one thing to see Fabian Eichner do some of the stuff that he does to Gentleman Jack Gallagher.
Right.
But to somebody who shouldn't be anywhere near 205 Live, Cassius Ohno doing the same stuff.
Yeah.
And the super powerful
Size
stuff.
doesn't matter sometimes. Yeah.
And I think what speaks even more to how special what Fabian Eichner is doing is the three of us have been watching people like Brian Cage and Keith Lee and Jeff Cobb. So there's dudes out there who are big, muscly dudes who do crazy athletic things. Apollo Crews, for example.
Yes.
Sure.
But Fabian Eichner still seems incredibly fresh and special. And it's in part because his charisma and his ability to connect with the crowd.
He did have a moment mid-match before he went for that dive. Was like, well, I guess I gotta dive. And he did.
He almost killed
Looks
himself.
like I'm gonna have to jump.
Eichner. Unfortunately, Eichner doesn't get the win, but Cassius Ohno
Wasn't
does.
for lack of trying.
But that's the that's what I mean about earlier.
He gained a victory, and it was a Pyrrhic victory, you could say.
Yes,
Yeah.
very much
He
so.
gained a lot by losing, similar to Ember Moon against Asuka.
Yeah.
Similar. In the back with Drew McIntyre, talking about how Roddy, like, looking forward to the title match. Roderick was the only person to step up when he made the challenge, and he respected him by showing that he is ready and prepared for him when they came out and all of the hullabaloo happened with the Undisputed Era. But he mentions that this will be his only opportunity and promises that next week will not be his last title defense. Cool. Looking forward to that. Adam Cole making his debut versus Eric Young. And you know what? Like, if you go back to TakeOver, I'd say Adam Cole. Whatever. Not impressing me. But he don't impress me much. So had to do it.
Okay, so your era's undisputed.
But he comes out and says, how did this place survive without us? What a jerk. There's something new in the air. Feel this moment. What you feel is us. Ooh, we are untouchable. We are undisputed. This is our era. And got it.
So
Solid.
If Adam Cole is
Baby.
the cool dad of this organization, does that
Okay, go ahead.
make... No, take another drink.
No, not going to do it.
Does that make Fish and O'Reilly Bebe's kids?
Hey, man, they're in Orlando. They're by theme parks.
Hey, Clement, if you want to make an Undisputed Era Bebe's kids art for us, we'll use it.
Oh, I don't want it.
Everyone,
Yeah.
hashtag Bebe's kids.
Bebe's
Whenever the
kids.
Undisputed Era is on TV,
Oh,
make sure you
goodness.
check that at Fish and O'Reilly.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Been sitting on that for like 50 minutes.
Oh, that was the one. Very good.
Yeah, no,
Excellent.
that was
Worth it, right?
Yeah, it's pretty damn
that was
good. And this match between Colin Young had a lot of stuff because it had everybody on the outside and sort of the ticking time bomb of when that was going to go off. I really like this match between Cole and Eric Young up until the very last moment. But this was really solid, and this was a good, like, I don't know, like, I liked this, I enjoyed this, but I still
Whoa.
don't.
I think I
awesome.
heard that. In his throat.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Whatever.
I didn't know he was a frog man.
Yeah, it was a too sweet burp.
Chamber closing.
Anyway, but I like this match. I enjoyed this match, and I would like to see this whole feud between the two factions continue. But I still don't see. Until I see it, I won't be able to believe Adam Cole versus Drew McIntyre.
Adam Cole's dynamite on the mic, and
Yes.
he's always been. So one thing you can say, hands down, he does better, almost absolutely better than anybody, is he grabs that mic and he talks into it, and you believe every single word he says, whether you agree with those words or not. You believe them, and you believe that he believes them.
He also has a very good heel personality of, just looking at him, this guy will do anything to get a leg up.
What a jerk!
A
Yeah,
thick
it's
leg.
It's
A
that
big
Tom
old thick
Cruise
leg.
face of his.
Yeah.
Does he
looks
run
like-
everywhere?
He looks like Tom Cruise.
Does he?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it.
It's the squinty eyes and the big smile.
And the running everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the fake butt.
And the big old butt.
Yes. What? It's fake.
You haven't seen the Valkyrie still? Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a
haven't
still from Valkyrie where Tom Cruise is crawling in one scene and he has a big fake butt on.
Look at that big old butt.
We're in a fake
Was
butt.
it a rib?
No.
Like,
Let's make him
he
look
had,
taller.
maybe he had to fall on his bottom in
Maybe.
the scene or something.
oh,
bottom
he did his
falling.
own stunt and he had a pad.
Yeah.
His butt was just
Butt pad.
gigantic.
You.
We can talk about butts if we want to. But you tell us what to do. It's a censorship, not America.
Now, so I liked the unpredictability of Eric Young set up for the big elbow, one of the best elbows in the business, and the camera going like, all right, here we go, it's the end of the match. And nope, dive on everybody because we're sanity. Crazy.
And then gets in the ring and gets caught with a very swank standing shading wizard from Adam Cole.
See now,
It
remember
looked great.
it did look
Hey,
great,
man, that's not the
But-
point.
Isn't it?
No.
isn't it? Remember
Would that twist so simple?
a couple of weeks ago, maybe even a month ago or so, or change, when we were just like, hey,
Stop kicking.
why does everybody have like a running kick?
Yeah.
Like Roddy,
Roddy,
McIntyre, Sonya,
Cassius.
like
Alistair?
Alistair. Well, he used it, but it
Everyone
wasn't
has
his
a
finisher.
kick, though. Tommy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
In,
Yes.
in terms of just a kick. So like it makes it less special.
Everybody
The more
is
you
kung
see
fu
it,
fighting.
yeah, but the more you see
Those
it,
kicks were fast as lightning, though.
true, fair.
And he hit it with expert timing. Got away from you there.
Well,
That was great. Loved it. Happy birthday, Kathy.
Yep. But so yeah, it was a good match. I really enjoyed it. I want to see more from this feud. I wonder if the Undisputed Era they're gonna find themselves a lady and we're gonna have a 4-on-4.
Find themselves a lady.
Find themselves
All
a
right,
lady.
okay, the phrasing on that was not great.
Would really be Bebe's kids. That'd be great.
All right.
No, I loved it. We loved it. It just sounded. Don't be sad, please.
I'm a little sad.
It's you're find a woman to join their
It would be better.
team, their
It would
It'd be
stable.
better if like Noam Dar was saying like, we're gonna find ourselves a
lady.
lady.
Yeah,
Beautiful lady.
Zeno Hour in chat
Well,
asks
that's how it
us,
feels.
asks, will Donovan Dijak and Leo Rush join Undisputed Era?
Nah.
Why?
They don't
Because
need
they
to.
were in Ring of Honor.
Whatever.
I think I have a hunch. I don't know this. This isn't spoiler stuff.
Uh-huh.
I have a pretty good idea on who might next join Undisputed Era, but it's not one of those dudes.
Is it male or female?
It's a male.
Male.
It's a man.
Okay, cool. But well, I was gonna, baby. Hey, cool. Austin Powers and Adam Cole. It's a man, baby.
Two fingers.
Yeah. Well, they couldn't see it was off camera.
It's cool.
But for the inevitable 4-on-4 contest, who would you want to see join Undisputed Era, either from the NXT Women's Division or the Mae Young Classic?
As far as ladies,
Well,
Yeah.
the thing
As long as
about
women wrestlers, female
about
wrestlers.
finding a lady is that
Sorry, Zeno said put a wig on Roddy.
yes, little
put her in a
rouge.
bra. The thing about finding a lady is that
Dating tips for the NXT team.
is for this faction is that this faction, the unspoken thing of this faction, the very real subtext of it is these are Ring of Honor guys.
Oh, yeah.
And Ring of Honor doesn't do the whole women's wrestling thing.
Sure.
I mean,
They have Women of Honor.
They do the Women of
have
Honor,
Women of
but
Honor.
it is not on their
But
television
at the
show.
and also these three guys all have a very specific level of notoriety.
Yeah.
And like, there's a Woman of Honor who's very much a part of NXT, Deonna Purrazzo. But
She's dead.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
dead. So you can't
cursed.
have a corpse like.
be
And
weird.
it's also she's not on the like Deonna Purrazzo. We love Deonna Purrazzo. She's not on the level of stature that these three guys are on.
But what does she know how to use her arms? What to do with her arms?
Well, at this point, she's basically like Swiss Army Man. So
Okay.
I mean, Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's
Yeah.
knew how to use his
Yeah,
arms.
yeah.
it's true. They just had to have a marionette system.
You throw the arms up, but her fists fall off just from decomposition.
Lord.
That was exactly. But that was a long way of saying, man, if Jesse Gabert could join these folks and
Yeah,
be
that'd be pretty big.
like a foot taller than everybody,
The
and
old China principle.
yeah, it worked for one group.
Worked for really well.
NWO. I'm talking about you, Major Guns. Anyway,
Asia.
Asia. Yeah.
I wonder what that was a period. Anyway.
Nicole Bass.
The
But
band.
the band Asia.
If you put them all together, it would look like her.
Fair.
Clearly.
Any final thoughts about Adam Cole versus Eric Young?
Good.
Couple of missteps, but hey, that's first outing. It's bound to happen.
But you guys are talking about like the unbelievability of the physicality and difference between Adam Cole and Drew McIntyre, and I think that the reason we're doing the sanity thing first is we're gonna get a chance to get familiar with the fact that Adam Cole will do anything to get a leg up, and the fact that he's so ruthless and such a ring general and such a mastermind. Like, I think we're going to sow these seeds that it doesn't matter the size difference. Like, we're slowly going to position Adam Cole as like, this guy is like a modern day cerebral assassin, for lack of a better word.
He's like a rabid dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not a rabid
No,
dog.
that rabid dog. That's
Smart dog.
Eric Young.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair.
Like he's what you're trying
The
to say. Is
he's Scrappy Doo.
He's not going to out crazy sanity. He's going to outbrain them.
Yeah.
He's going to out scheme them in a way that puts them in a negative, despite having a size advantage and a numbers advantage.
I can see it. We've just Adam Cole's been on TV for 3-4 weeks, so
Yeah.
like
I just
learning how he's going to appear, how he's going to be presented in WWE is taking a couple weeks.
Yeah, I think by the time we get to the Drew McIntyre title match, you're going to have seen Adam Cole. Everyone is going to have seen Adam Cole break people down and take them apart and use every advantage he can, so that he'll use McIntyre's size against him. He'll stick and move. He'll use the advantage of outside interference. He will have so many avenues to pick Drew McIntyre apart from a distance and slowly wear him down, as opposed to just being like brute forced, like some other opponents of Drew McIntyre's might be. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you got it. He's got to hit him sideways. Yeah, but we have to wait to see it.
Drew McIntyre's coming to the ring. He's like,
Falls down.
blow dart in my butt cheek.
Got him. So that's it for the show. I just wanted to bring up a little bit of AfterBuzz TV news.
AfterBuzz TV News.
That's the one. So WWE 2K18 announced its plans for DLC, and usually there is some sort of there's some sort of don't ask. There's some sort of there's always some sort of NXT download later in the year, and the plans for this year were announced, and oh boy, is it special! First off, the most important person, Elias.
Yeah, he's still in NXT.
Yep. Well, they do it's always late. Like they go, hey, when's this person gonna come up? We'll put him in the NXT pack.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. You know what? Never mind. Pop him up there.
Who wants to play with Elias?
Well, last year's NXT pack was Shinsuke Nakamura, Nia Jax, and Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
Which was like, oh well, they're all on the roster.
Well,
Essentially.
Shinsuke was still in NXT at the time.
Yeah.
He was the champ.
Yeah.
He was the champs.
So we got Elias. Big surprise, like legitimate surprise, but happy about it. Lars Sullivan.
So great.
Yeah.
Good for
Very,
him.
very excited about this.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, oh wait, no, I was gonna say that's more over No Way Jose. No, that's not true. No Way Jose is just on the regular roster. Yeah. But Lars Sullivan, Ruby Riott, awesome. Drew McIntyre, awesome, and Aleister Black.
So that's pretty much a must get then.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
putting Aleister Black and Drew, putting the champion of NXT and the most popular guy in NXT in
Elias.
the DLC. Yes.
Yeah.
But no Roddy though.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, no,
a little-
Roddy's on the regular.
Is he
He's on the
really?
regular roster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Because he took the weird picture.
doesn't fit. Yeah.
But the noticeably absent Velvetine Dream. So I will be excited to look at the Creations tab and see Velvetine Dream in the #1 slot consistently. VT.
Velv.
Yeah.
film.
Yeah, that's it. You can change the music.
The
Thank
Velvet
you.
Taker.
Do me a favor real quick. Hit that air horn for me. Or don't.
Nope.
Because that'll be the end of the NXT After Show here on AfterBuzz TV's Wrestling and Sports channel. Make sure you're subscribed. Hey, Bill.
Hi.
Who are you? Where am I?
What year is it?
Ah!
Potatoes. You can find me on all social media at Sunday Motel. You can check out uprocks.com/pro wrestling
I'll
with
do that.
spandex.com. Just today we've uploaded McMansplaining, episode 7 of the With Spandex podcast, with special guest Johnny Mundo Nitro Impact.
Old Johnny
Finnegan
Global? Old Johnny
Morrison.
Global?
Yes.
Finnegan.
We had a really amazing
John
1-hour
H.
conversation with John Morrison, and one of the best podcasts I've ever done. And
That's great.
just a lot of fun. Talked about basically everything. He gives us the lowdown on Lucha Underground, Impact Wrestling, and AAA, because there's nothing going on in those promotions.
No, and he's got very little to do with AAA.
Yeah, he only holds all of the championships.
Hey,
in the
shut
promotion. And also, if you are going to be at CWFH back to school fight tomorrow night,
Thursday night.
yeah, Thursday night, say hi.
Hey,
I'm not gonna be part of it. I'm just gonna be
There's
there.
gonna be there.
Yeah.
Hey, Hobo.
CWFH doesn't employ me.
They don't employ me right now either. We have something coming.
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Find me on the Twitter at TrueHobo. Uploaded a video to the YouTube. That's me versus Peter Avalon from Pro Wrestling. First time we ever had an actual match together.
How much nudity is in it?
Not as much, but I do drop my balls on his face, so
Nice.
enjoy that. I'm wrestling at EWF this weekend in Fontana, so, keep an eye out for
Fontucky.
that. Fontucky!
Come for the balls, stay for the wrestling.
Yep.
That's EWF.
Come for the fawn, stay for the Tana.
You can find me on Twitter at Mark Donica because I'm the internet's Mark Donica. You can also
NXTteam.spreadshirt.com.
I'm gonna get there.
Okay.
I got a bunch. Make sure if you like video games, go to Inventory Full PT on Twitch. We are a game show and streaming channel. We play games. I'm playing a lot of Destiny right now. It's because it's real good. Follow Xpac12360 at the real Xpac. That's Sean Xpac Waltman's podcast and Twitter account. We talked to Nick Aldis, otherwise known as Magnus, today on the show. It was a really great interview. We had him on for an hour. He's just a really nice guy. Talked about everything, including he finally told the story as to why he isn't necessarily aching to work for WWE. It's pretty interesting. Go and listen to it. Also, check out Ringside Pop with Dale Rutledge. It is every Sunday on AfterBuzz
I
TV.
forgot something.
Go, and I'll finish.
Happy
this up.
birthday!
Oh, yeah.
It was his friggin' birthday
Oh,
on Monday. That's why I wasn't here. I played
was.
hooky.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, I did wish you a happy birthday.
He did.
That's right.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah!
Thanks, Dad.
Hard.
Oh, you
Ringside.
and Kathy have birthdays in the same week.
Yeah, we do. It's pretty great. Ringside Pop with Dale Rutledge. We talked to Eric Van Wagenen, the EP of Lucha Underground, this past Sunday, and this next week we're going to be talking about the future of the WWE Network. It's going to be myself, Marty Elias, and Dale Rutledge. It's a lot of fun. Make sure to check out Ringside Pop. That's Ringside Pop. Ringside Pop. Tune in and pop hard. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the NXT After Show on AfterBuzz TV Wrestling and Sports. Make sure to subscribe. We'll see you next week.
Bop hard!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Valve you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.